So the Sooners went out and snatched up a player from their rival when they got Trace Ford. But then they added another one last night and one from a pseudo recruiting rival. Let's talk about these two players that are joining the team. Are they coming up here in about 10 seconds? What is good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thanks for pulling up to the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about transfers. Brennan Thompson as well as Hampton Fay, who both just transferred to Oklahoma from Texas and Michigan State. We're going to dive right into who they are and what they're going to do here for the Sooners. So thank y'all for pulling up. If you are new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification. We would love for you to join this community of great sports fans. And we're on a push to 10,000. We're at 8,600. And because of you, we will be able to hit that number by the end of the summer. So go ahead and hit that. And also, hop in the comments. We all know that Brennan Thompson was probably the worst kept secret of all transfers. Tell me what you think about us picking up a player from Texas. We'll start with him, and I'll tell you about a little known guy with Hampton Fay who just magically showed up yesterday as well. So we'll talk about him also. But hop in the comments. I would love to hear from you on this terribly kept secret in Brennan Thompson. We appreciate that. So let's dive into the measurables on Brennan and why it's a significant pickup for the Sooners. I'm going to be honest. I thought Brennan was going to be like a guy that was going to terrorize us for years on years because Brennan is a track star. He's a track athlete. He has a personal record of a 10.22 is the last one I saw. I saw a 10.18 on the 100, and I think that was miscalculated, but I digress on that part. I thought he was going to terrorize Sooners for years as he was one of the higher rated players in the 2022 class for the Texas Longhorns. And he came in the top 100 at the time. Like that was when he first got recruited and I saw him. I was like, they got themselves a burner. We're going to deal with this dude. This is stupid. But luckily he decided that Texas wasn't for him. He's going to come to Oklahoma, and I believe he's going to run track here too. So that's also a great pickup for us as we are chasing a lot of additional track players that want to be two-sport athletes here at Oklahoma. So looking at his measurables, 5'10", 160. Yeah, I know. You're looking at him and be like, he's kind of small. But remember, we also just picked up KJ Daniels out of Louisiana, another burner similar to Brennan. And so we're just adding speed at the wide receiver position, but he does a very good job in space. So 5'10", 160 in that class. He was ranked in about on 24/7's composite, about top 130 on threes. He was rated about top 100, but he was a consensus 4-star athlete. He's fast. And I'll show you some of his track film in just a moment. But he is one lone year as a true freshman at Texas. He only had one catch. It was one catch, 32 yards against Oklahoma State. You can see this video now. Caught it on the sideline, dipped up a little bit, and got himself some yards. And so he could have broke it out. But it looks like one of those players that if you put him on the return game, it's a done deal. He's probably just going to burn past everybody and go. And so I'm stoked about another fast guy like this because we're trying to add speed to this offense, and a whole bunch of speedy guys is always a plus. Plus, we can use some additional wide receiver depth just so we can make sure we establish something good next to Jalil Farouk, who is the number one, and we're trying to add additional more. But I went back and looked at the high school film of Brennan, and you can see he's very elusive, very fast, fluid with the hips. The man can go, and that's the biggest thing is he's just fast. He's fast. And that's a plus. I dropped a link in the comments of some of his track film. Go watch that there. It's so much better seeing it, there instead of here me while I'm talking. The dude can dip. And so we're adding more speed. The goal here, of course, for Oklahoma is to, keep the up-tempo stuff going. But at the same time, we need guys that can just break out and go. And this is what we're getting out of Brennan. I'm super stoked. It's good to have a player like this, and it's funny that we're taking him from a rival. This is the second time we've done that. Like I mentioned before, we had Trace Ford coming from Oklahoma State. Now we've got Brennan recognizing that the grass is greener on the other side of the river, and we're going to put that man to work because we definitely need the additional speed. It's always never bad to have a whole bunch of fast guys, and it's going to be a plus having Brennan on the team. So welcome to Oklahoma. Before I move on to the next athlete, hop in the comments, let your boy know what's your thoughts on Brennan Thompson. If you haven't already, we definitely want to hear from you, the fans, because I love to hear your thoughts on these players coming in. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification, and go ahead and join the family. We're making that push. So let's talk about the next athlete that came down the line. We have Hampton Fay. He's out of Fort Worth, Texas. He was a quarterback, 6'5", 240 pounds. And he went to Michigan State, who is a pseudo recruiting rival, as they seem to be coming here and getting all the edge players, or trying to at least. And we're battling them for defensive linemen here in Oklahoma. And so we've got Hamp. He comes here and he switched to tight end at Michigan State. So he was in the battle for backup quarterback there. Didn't work out for him. I believe he had a shoulder injury, and now he switched to safety, and then he switched to tight end at late in the 2022 season when he didn't win the backup job. And after that, he's stuck to that position, but he's coming here as tight end. And now I know a lot of you had made mention in some of my videos, comments or whatnot, that we need more tight ends. We're very thin there, and I get it. Caden Helms is hurt. He had surgery, if I'm correct. Llewellyn had some injuries, and he's been out. And so we basically got Austin Stogner, and we saw Blake Smith with the club. He caught a touchdown in the spring game, as well as Josh Fanuel, who came from Cameron University, the former basketball player. He caught a touchdown. And so it does seem like we have a shortage of tight ends, but we brought in the 2 transfers. Now Hamp Fay is a 3rd transfer. We've got our recruits. I think K. McIntyre is going to be a monster when he comes this summer. You never know. He may end up seeing some game too. But we've got the veteran Austin starting to hold things down. But Hamp Fay is going to come in and add depth to the room that a lot of you believe we need more players at. And granted, I understand with the injuries, once the season hits, you never know what happens. But it's fascinating because Hamp played quarterback, moved to tight end. We had video of our guy Davis Bevel playing tight end because they were so short-handed in practice. And I know a lot of you have been saying, why don't they just switch into tight end? Use that size and height for something. Get out there and, make some magic happen. Hopefully Joe John Finley can convince them to try it out. You never know. If we got enough quarterbacks and things look good, I wouldn't complain if he can go out there and catch. Got to need to see the athleticism. Got to make the magic happen. But Hamp Fay was a pretty athletic quarterback, and he could move. And so we added him to go along with Brennan Thompson all last night. It's just out of nowhere. So beautiful to see. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know about this 6'5" behemoth coming in at tight end. What's your thoughts on us getting another player from Michigan State also, and adding, because he's a Texas guy, so he's coming closer to home, which is always a plus. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification. Like I said, 8,600. We're pushing for 10,000 by the end of the summer. Would love for you to join the family. And YouTube says watch one of these videos. I totally recommend it too, because I'm the one put them there. We'll talk soon. Peace.